Let me tell you a harsh truth. Most new agency owners don't have a clue how to close clients efficiently. They're fighting an uphill battle without even realizing because they fail to use their biggest initial weapon, and that is leverage. Now, my name is Platten. I'm a 7-figure agency owner. I recently launched a brand new agency though, completely from scratch, called Reno Reach, and I did this in an industry full of people that are afraid to put their money where their mouth is. So I had enough and I wanted to show you guys exactly what is possible in just a small amount of time with this business model. And within 4 days of this entire YouTube series, you can go and watch it on my channel, we signed up our first client for $1,000 per month. Fast forward to today, I've signed up a second client by using leverage. Now, to give you a quick rundown, launched this agency a few weeks ago. We didn't have any niche. We didn't leverage my personal brand, no team members, no existing assets that I've created from building a 7-figure agency. I wanted to do this as if I was a complete beginner. So I went out there, picked a niche, home improvements, started local in my local area, as you always should when you first start out. We generated 22 leads, ultimately, is what we reached out to through cold calls and emails, arranged a couple of meetings, turned up to 2 of them, closed one of the clients immediately on the first call, onboarded them, delivered them some pretty exceptional results, I may add. Within the first 10 days, we generated 14 leads for a home improvement kitchen and bathroom showroom. These leads are worth anything from £5,000 to £25,000 each, depending on if they close them. Now, the client that I closed has a 50% close rate on going out for quotes. They've already closed 3 of those clients, which is absolutely amazing. If you want to know the details of all of that, then you can go watch the series on my channel, or you can click link in the description, join the free community I've created where I'm putting out exclusive content around that series and documenting the rest of it. But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video today is to talk about how I then leveraged those initial results, those 14 leads, hot leads, for this client to then go and sign up the second client. Now, the second client was actually a meeting that I had before the first one. And in this meeting, the business owner was incredibly keen. They highlighted the fact that they're not very busy at the moment, okay? And they really want to get new business in. I knew they were cautious though, because they're spending a lot of money on Google ads at the moment with no success. And so my recommendation was to cut off the Google ad spend, redistribute that spend into my Facebook ad lead generation service instead. Now, this is how the call ended.
Can you give me 48 hours? Just to have a chat, because obviously my wife is part of the business. She normally trusts what I say, but it's just a conversation of us having just courtesy, obviously. Just to say, clearly Google, we're just throwing money down the drain with Google at the moment.
I just ask one final thing. If in a hypothetical situation you have a conversation with your wife, what is it that your wife could say that would actually put you off moving forward with this?
Probably nothing, but it is just the courtesy, isn't it?
So you can see we've got a very classic excuse here. I need to speak to my wife, which normally is bullshit, but in this instance, the wife is a business partner. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt, done a little pushback to make him aware that I wasn't going to let him go away, and we arranged a meeting for another day. Now, on this meeting, I turned up, but I got ghosted. He had the excuse, he texted me that he was out doing a job. It's in an industry, home improvements, where this does happen. I wasn't best pleased, but I had to go to Ibiza, okay? So I went away on holiday, had a good time, got back, checked the results for the first client, and we had pretty much tripled their guarantee in the first 11 or so days. We guaranteed them 5 quote-ready leads within 30 days. We generated them like 14 in 11 days. So they were over the moon. And I knew instantly that I now had earned my first piece of leverage. So this on screen, we can see this is 10-day results. So we can see we launched these ads actually 11 days ago now. And every single ad that we launch is performing. We've got 14 leads. Now, after speaking to these leads, they are extremely high quality. One of them wants an entire 2 kitchen and 2 bathroom rebuild on like an old pub, which is just like probably like a 30-40 grand job, which is insane. I'd earned my first piece of leverage against that first client because I hit the quick win. And I could only achieve this quick win by under-promising and over-delivering. So many agencies make the fundamental mistake of over-promising and under-delivering. They think that it's better for them to say, hey, I can get you 20 leads because that's going to entice more people to have meetings with them, than it is to say, hey, I can get you 5 leads. They underestimate how much value companies put into getting new business. In this instance, kitchen and bathroom showrooms, these leads are worth 5 to 25 grand if the job closes. So they don't need 20 leads. They'd be happy with 5. And I recognized that straight away, and I just promised 5. I knew I could generate more, but I just promised 5 in my guarantee. So I could under-promise and over-deliver results, and I could spike their happiness and their perception towards our agency. And when you gain that initial leverage, that is when you can call favors, and that is when you want to ask for referrals. And I knew the favor that I wanted here, and that was to leverage the results I had got for that first client on signing up the second that was on the fence and wanted to talk to their wife. So I called up client number one. We had a catch up anyway. They're over the moon with the results, and I said to them and I explained the situation. Look, I've got another business in the local area. They just specialize in this. They weren't quite conflicting. I said, look, I really want to work with these guys. Can I leverage the results I've got for you? Can I tell them about the results I generated for you? And I know that'll push them over the line. They said yes in a heartbeat. There was a no questions asked because they were so happy with the results I generated with them. They even asked me to downscale their ads. They actually asked me to stop spending as much money on their ads because they couldn't keep up with the amount of quote requests that are coming through. They physically couldn't go out, and they were worried that people were going to get disheartened. It was going to hurt their brand. Now, I had a solution to that, and that was, well, instead of me stopping spending this money, what about we give away some of these leads to other friends or competitors in the industry, and you can take a cut of the job. So we already had this batch of leads. They actually agreed that I was able to give one or two of these leads to the second client so I could go ahead and sign them up and make it a complete no-brainer for them. So not only did I triple the guarantee for them, they then accepted that I could leverage those results to sign up another client, and I could even give away some of the surplus of leads to that second client to make it a complete no-brainer. And none of that would have been possible if I overpromised and under-delivered like 99.9% of agencies do. In fact, it wouldn't be possible if I promised a specific result and just generated that specific result. I could have promised them 15 leads, generated them 15 leads, and it would have completely changed their perspective of the service. Sure, they would have been happy, but they wouldn't have been ecstatic like they would have been because I over-delivered on their expectations. And that's a very key fundamental thing to bear in mind when you're first starting out. So anyway, I then called up the second client. I explained to them the results that I'd generated for another. I said that I had a couple of hot leads and I wanted to jump on a call, and this is exactly what happened. How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. You?
Good. Yeah, all good this end. Did you have a busy week last week or?
Yeah, very. Yeah. And over the weekend, we're working the weekend as well. So yeah, just catching up really as much as anything.
Yeah, no, completely understand. Are we joined by your partner today on this call?
She's around. Yeah, she's around. Yeah. I'll get her in a minute. She's just a bit busy at the second.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. No worries. I just wanted to make sure that I had the chance to have a conversation with herself as well, just to iron out any kinks. But so, look, what we can do is, I mean, first of all, if you've got any questions since we last spoke, I'm happy to answer them now. But I think what's probably best is I can just show you. I've had permission from a company called who I've been working with on their ad, just to show you the back end of what's going on at the moment, so you can get an idea of what results we've been generating for them. Let me share my screen right now so you can just see this. And so this is the Facebook back end. This is what I look at on the back end when I'm running ads. So it's a little bit more complicated than like the front end system, which I think I mentioned to you before that you might have done in the past with doing kind of like booster posts. So we've got 3 different ads running at the moment. Here you can see we've generated 18 leads. I'm going to show you the quality of these leads in a moment. We've generated 18 leads, and this is within the last 30 days, but actually these ads were launched. It should give me a date. It's actually around 2 weeks ago, and we've spent £427 so far. These guys actually had a budget of £800. We spent 400 to generate those 18 leads. That cost per lead has actually dropped down. We've dropped it down to about £19 per lead on some of these ads as well, which we're gonna optimize these and just keep doubling down and just like until we hit a sweet spot of like the lowest cost per lead. But if I show you on the back end, this is confidential information, of course, but if I show you on the back end of like some of these jobs, let's say, I don't know, let's go on one of these here. Well, this is actually not so relevant. This person bought all the kitchen, all the furniture, and wants someone to fit it. This one here needs new elements of bathroom doing, kitchen mid-90s, needs a whole facelift. Then we have, I'm just clicking on random ones here so you can get an idea. Whole bathroom ripped out, need a new bath. Had a few quotes already. This one here needs 3 bathrooms, 2 renovated, 1 completely new one. But I would say that an easy 75% of these leads that are coming through are not time wasters at all. Like the conversations I'm having, every single person that's filled in the form so far has answered their phone. Maybe 25% of the jobs are small jobs that wouldn't be worth your time. 75% of them are either a whole bathroom or a whole kitchen.
Well, definitely the kitchen We're looking at the kitchen really rather than the bathrooms. Yeah, simply because that's more of what I do. And bathroom, I don't think there's a lot of money in bathrooms anymore because everybody can they go and buy it and they just find the local man to fit them. So unless they want to spend in excess of sort of 10, 12, 15,000 pounds, where I'm on a job at the moment doing the bathroom, they're not interested in, other than decorating, they're not interested in anything else. So
yeah, no, I understand. The reason why these guys will be getting some bathroom leads in as well is because the actual ad itself says like, is your kitchen or bathroom looking tired? And we have one creative which is before and after of a bathroom. So we're actively going for those people here. But with you guys, we would just do like a kitchen-based creative, make sure all of the ad copy, the text was just kitchen focused. So we're not then targeting any of those. So the leads that we'll be getting in will be just kitchen rather than anything for bathroom as well.
Okay.
Actually specialise in bathrooms more so than kitchens. They prefer to do bathrooms and they do the kitchen side. So
that's fine. Yeah. Where are they? Are they North
Sprowston? Yeah, Sprowston. Relatively new, like only established them in the last like 3 years. Yeah, quite a small operation, but really booked until the end of January now. So that's why we're in this predicament. I'm like, it's great. I'm now having a conversation with them to say, okay, I think it's time to get somebody else in and trying to because the owner of the business, he's a great guy, but I'm having to convince him to go down that path because there's a lot of opportunity here, and someone's going to take it up, So
okay, fair enough. Well, certainly the kitchen side of it would be interesting. Just where do we go from here, and then kind of budgets really, and fees, and how much. I
still feel like the most sensible thing to do for you guys would be to redistribute what you're doing on Google. Now, I understand you might have a notice period of the current guys. I presume nothing's come up from Google so far.
Nothing at all.
No, nothing. Right. Well, we might have had a bathroom last year, and I think Owen's was from Google. So that was local.
But it's not enough.
Yeah. And somebody sent me a WhatsApp message the other day. I don't know who that was.
No, okay. It's just not. It's not working.
No.
And I mentioned this before. It's because on Google we're relying on people raising their hand and then you showing yourself to those people. Whereas we're here, it's someone wakes up in the morning, they look at their bathroom or their kitchen and it's looking a bit tired, and then they see an ad an hour later and they're like, oh, this is fate. Let me fill in this form and contact this company. And now lots of the conversations I've been having with people as well, and I'm like, well, I wasn't expecting to find this on Facebook. I feel extremely confident that it's going to work, but based on the results that we've already got, the leads are there already, So I understand it won't be an immediate redistribution for Google, but I think that would be a better long-term plan, whatever you're spending on that, to give them notice and whatever, because it's just a complete waste of time for you at the moment. What we would be looking to spend of you is, I'd start you off on a small budget to start off with £500, and then our service charge again is £500 on top of that. So you're looking at £1,000 a month for essentially the same service that we're providing here. It was exactly the same service. We're just spending a little bit more in this case. We might rein that in now based on the fact that they're super busy. What I might actually do is keep the ads running on the same budget, and then if any kitchen ones come up, I can farm them through to you guys if happy for me to do so, but I'll have a conversation with them. But yeah, I mean, it kind of goes without saying that I would only be looking to put these existing leads in your hands if you were to work with me on the actual service. I don't just want to hand them over, but as if you agree and give me the green light today and we get moving forward with this, then I can literally put you in touch with these leads today that you can have a conversation with and go out and do quotes for.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. What do you think, man?
I give it a shot because you look quite confident, Jordan, in you taking us.
I have a guarantee that I'll get you at least 5 non-time waster quote ready leads in the month anyway. So that's my guarantee. You'd get your money back if you weren't to get that. But not your spend on Facebook, you get my service charge back. But that's not going to happen. Like, this has been 2 weeks with these guys and we haven't even spent 500 yet, and we've got the 18. And out of them, like at least 12, 14 of them have been really good quality. So yeah, I mean, the proof's in the pudding really. So, but yeah, you've got that to fall back on, worst case scenario.
Yeah, that worked for us.
You sound very confident in what you can do, which is quite pleasing, because when you're a small business just starting off, you get fobbed off by so many people.
Oh yeah.
Trusted so many people and wasted quite a bit of money.
I completely understand that, and I understand your apprehension as well. I wouldn't have been bugging you for the last. I've been on the case for the last week or so because I've been so excited about the results we've already been getting. I'm like, you were on the fence so close last time, and I just knew that this would be the right thing to do, and it will work for you. So when you know it's something, you've got something good, then you don't stop following up, so.
You make us feel quite confident in something that's, like you say, you go forward with some trepidation because you've been hit so hard.
Yeah, it
started.
Yeah,
So
but as you said,
I'm quite happy to go with Jordan. I think
you are.
Yeah.
Because we're just not finding time to do that properly. It's all guesswork for us.
We need somebody that knows what they're doing because, to be honest, I'm a teacher. I can't keep doing the backpedaling all the time either. I don't have the time. It would be nice to hand it over and go, right, can you concentrate on this for us? We don't have the time, really.
So there, we signed the second client using leverage from the first client. It is so important that you recognize as an agency owner, the most difficult client to sign is the first. And it really isn't that difficult if you're willing to put in the work. But once you sign up the first and you sign up a good client, you can leverage those results to get the second, and you leverage those results to get the third, and those to get the fourth and the fifth and the sixth and the seventh. Do not be afraid to get intertwined between your clients. Do not be afraid to leverage everything that you're doing. You should be proud of the results that you are generating. And it's not just the proof of the results that you are generating that matters to the new clients you are signing. It's the confidence and the conviction in your sales call. Confidence, or conviction more so, is one of the most important traits of any good salesperson, and one of the most important features of any good sales meeting. And it's something that we don't have in the initial stages. It's something that we earn over time within our agency. I've done this for 5 years. My conviction level is here. You can't get any more conviction than I've got. When you're first starting out, you're kind of like a little bit nervous. You don't, I don't really know if the ads are going to work. Like I'm not confident. You've got imposter syndrome, and all these kind of things are coming into the way and just killing your conviction. But with every client you sign, you earn more conviction points. In the initial stages, you have to fake this. You have to fraud it on your meetings. You have to falsify that confidence because you don't really know in your heart that you can generate the client results. You know it based on the fact you've seen me do it and you've seen other people in communities and so on do it. But you don't know it in yourself. You don't know about your personal ability to go out there and generate results. So you have to fraud that. You have to pump yourself up, and you have to recognize that these people need to feel confidence from you. And so dig in deep and find that energy from somewhere on your sales meetings. But just know when you get that first client, that conviction is going to come. And when you get conviction on your sales meeting, you begin to rationalize the sale. It's impossible for that second client to say no to me. Physically impossible. Because in the first meeting I had with them, they told me that they weren't very busy at the moment. So they identified a need for the service. They identified their concerns, which was that they didn't know whether it would work. And they identified their final objection, that was they needed to speak to their wife. So I knew there were 3 things that I needed to overcome here. I needed to generate them leads. Well, there you go. I could kill that bird with the second one, which was proving that I could generate results by leveraging the first. And I needed to speak to their wife and show her what I was doing as well. And it was actually the wife that told the husband she wanted to move forward with us. But I rationalized it for them in their own heads and therefore made it a complete no-brainer. But you're not all going to have the exact same amount of conviction as I will, okay? When you've signed up your first client, it's going to give you a little bit, okay? You're not going to be number 10. So what do you do in that situation? Well, it's simple. All you need to do is lay out the numbers. You need to make this even more rational. You need them to see the numbers in front of them so it's completely undeniable that your service is the thing that they need in order for them to make more money. Let me give you an example. So the way I would handle this, I'll be like, look, I'm a little bit confused right now. Like, I think we're not singing off the same hymn sheet, so I just want to dive into the numbers with you so we can get a clear understanding and be on the same page. What did you say your average value of a customer is? Oh, it's $5,000, Jordan. Okay, fine. And let's say you visited 10 customers, okay? You went out to their homes and gave them quotes. How many of those customers would you close? Oh, we typically close 50% or so. Okay, fine. So if you visited 10, if you did 10 quotes, okay, that's 5 clients, okay? That is 25,000 in revenue. And I'm looking to charge you whatever, okay? Put it down, 1,000. So that's 24,000 in operating profit, okay? We now then have to take away your cost, sure, but we're in agreement. On this basis, you would be in an awful lot of return on investment. Yeah, correct? Okay, get them to accept. Yes, yes, keep them with you. Are you with me right now? Say these kind of affirmations. Are you with me? Are you following? Yes, cool, fine. Okay, so this is on the basis of 10 quotes. Now, I've already shown you with the client that we're working with already that we have already generated them 18 quotes, okay? Now, let's say for whatever reason, okay, some of these aren't qualified, some of them aren't going to be suitable. We've actually found out with this client that about 75% of them are suitable. But let's just say for whatever reason that only 15 of them, or even 14 of them, are qualified. Okay, you would then close 7 clients and you would generate 35,000. You take away our costs, you're looking at 34k operating profit. So what is it about this number that we're not clicking on? Because all I can see here is a serious amount of return on investment for you. And I would address it like that. Go straight in and call them out on their bullshit. Don't be afraid to do that with clients. I've done that so many times, and many times, like when you actually lay it out like this, like you identify that actually there was just an area of confusion somewhere. They were like, oh, okay, like I didn't know that I was going to be getting this many leads. And so when you draw out the numbers like this, it makes it a very rational decision. Now, if a client still says no to you at this point, they still have an objection, they're either very confused or you've failed on getting them emotionally connected. People need emotional buy-in as well. Whilst rational will lead with businesses generally, emotions still come into play. And with many business owners, they are very emotional. You need to connect with those individuals. You need to make the effort to build rapport throughout the call. You cannot be rude to them, okay? You can't be calling them out in a harsh manner, okay? You need to be building a relationship throughout. Now, I'm quite naturally good at that. I joke with clients on the call. I keep things nice and light-hearted. I don't use too many jargon terms, and I don't act too professional. I think that's very important. All those things come into consideration. But bear in mind, if you still don't close a client based on rationale, you might need to revisit things from an emotional standpoint and look into how you can build a little bit of more rapport. Now, if you get this all right, this is going to set you so much further ahead than other agencies out there. Most agencies scale like this. Let's say this is time and this is money. Most agencies will have a growth line that looks somewhat like this. Now, bear in mind, there are going to be ups and downs. You will sign clients, lose clients, get bad results, get good results, procrastinate, etc., etc. But for the purpose of this is how most agencies are, okay? But most agencies don't really understand the power of leverage. I've seen agency owners with 20 clients that don't leverage any of their existing assets. It's like painful to look at, okay? But if you really and you truly understand how to leverage and how to leverage the assets that you create, this is going to be your growth curve. You're going to scale so much quicker than hopefully we won't go a little bit back there. But we're going to scale so much quicker than other agencies because all along the way, we gain more moments, more areas of leverage. Now, these aren't always going to be the same. It's not always going to be existing results. As an agency, once you've got great results and you start leveraging them, okay, it just kind of becomes the standard for your company. But in the future, there are other things that you can leverage, like a big brand, PR, okay? You might have a following on social media platforms. You might have articles online. You've got case studies. These could be video case studies. These could be testimonials from your clients. These are all other areas of leverage. You have public speaking. We have referrals because you're doing so well. Your clients want to shout about you, okay? You've got a good commission structure, an incentive basis that you've worked on for your clients to now give you introductions to their friends and so on. And there are so many different ways that we can leverage different assets along our journey. And it's so important that you recognize this in the initial stages before you've even got started. Because so many agencies out there, and I see this time and time again, treat every new client that they sign as a new client. They never get past that first client syndrome, okay? It's like, oh, I've got a new client, or I've got some great results. Well, but I'm not going to put them on my website. I can't be asked. I'm not going to ask for a video testimonial. Can't be asked. I'm not going to make the most of that initial spike from under-promising and over-delivering, that initial happiness spike with my clients. That opportunity is gone. They let that slip. I can't count how many times I let that spike of happiness slip from my clients. It's one of the quickest things that you need to recognize when you sign up every new client. Where's that spike? Where's that initial over-promise? How can I get that? Okay, how can I leverage that? And if you don't recognize that, it's going to take you a long time to scale. If you do recognize the power of leverage, you're going to grow exponentially quicker than everybody else around you. Now, the final thing I want to talk about is the leverage of others when you're starting a business. Starting a business is a lonely path, and if you're on your own, you are very limited to the time that you have in the day and therefore the information that you can learn in that time period. Whereas if you're surrounded with a bunch of other people that are on the same journey as you, you can leverage their time as well because they're spending their time learning other things to you. It's very rare that they're going to be spending their time doing the exact same. And that's why, as part of this new agency series, I launched a free agency community hosted on School. This is completely free. And we vet every single person that joins in so we know that they are serious about this. It's not a Facebook group. There is no spam, and we heavily moderate this group. We'll ban people if they post low quality content. But we wanted to create a place that agency owners can go and hang out with other people that are a little bit further ahead than them, a little bit further behind, so they can leverage each other's time and knowledge to propel themselves faster and further forward in their business and in their online agency journey. So if you want to join that community, click the link in the description now. Cheers.